Hope everybody's day's been going well. It's been raining cats and dogs in Atlanta. And it's really humid and gross and sticky outside. I'm out here trying to run without getting my shoes and socks dirty and stuff. And it's just, Okay. But I hope everything has been well with everybody. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Hello, Jada. I'm going to shout you out because you're the best friend and you were the first one to join in. Hello, my name is Kimberly and I'm your favorite travel agent from Don & Dust Travel Agency. I'm also the owner and I book and plan for vacation travel as well as teach and advocate for travel literacy. So today on Travel Tip Tuesday, our tip is how to pack like a pro. Now, I know in the caption and the post that y'all saw earlier in the week, I was like, do you believe that you can travel to two continents with just one carry-on and not run out of clothes? And some of y'all probably looked at me like, this child crazy. She don't know what she's talking about. If I'm going to hop across the world in 2 different continents, I'm going to need all the clothes and all the swag and everything that I need. No, that's not true. And I definitely did it. We went to Paris as well as Cape Town all the way to South Africa with only one carry-on and a backpack and a fanny pack. That's just extra. But the most important part today that we're going to talk about is how you doing? Thank you for joining in. Okay, so today we're going to just focus on the luggage part. I'm going to do some other little snippets. This one's going to be interactive, y'all, so pay attention. We're going to be getting up, we're going to be looking at stuff, and we're going to be taking stuff out, rolling stuff up, so pay attention. Today we're going to talk about mostly luggage. So first and foremost, I feel like sometimes people get overwhelmed when it comes to packing. What do I need to bring? What am I going to need? How much stuff should I have? How much of one thing should I get? And one good rule to start by is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So with that rule, and of course you can change it depending on your location and where you're going and what your needs are, but that rule applies to 5 pairs of undergarments, so 5 pairs of underwear, 5 pairs of socks, or 5 pairs. Oh no, don't be overwhelmed. I can help you, I promise. I can promise. So the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule, it starts with 5 pairs of undergarments. So 5 pairs of bras, 5 pairs of socks, 5 pairs of underwear, whatever you wear underneath everything else. 5, that's always a good number. If you feel like you need more, then bring more, especially underwear and socks. You can never go wrong with having too much underwear or socks. Number 4, you want to bring 4 tops or 4 shirts of some sort, whether they be like this, a t-shirt, a flannel shirt, a button-down shirt, whatever, how many shirts you want. What if you're well endowed? Well, then bring some more if you need some more. Like I said, it's just basic list. If you need more, then obviously pack according to what you need as an individual. This is just a basic rule for you to remember because it's just counting down. So 4 tops or however many you need, whatever kind you need. I'm normally just a t-shirt person when I go out or whenever I go anywhere, just because that's one of the easiest things to pack. And I'm gonna show you how to roll up and pack up a t-shirt as well. Yes, Jada, I know what you mean, but I don't know if everybody else want to know what you mean. So number 3 will be your bottoms. So 3 bottoms of however you choose. They can be shorts, pants, basketball shorts, sweatpants. Normally I don't count sweatpants because I just put them in there anyway as an extra because I don't go anywhere without sweatpants. Y'all see how basic I be looking. I don't get dressed like that all the time. But as a rule of thumb, maybe 3 or 4 pairs of pants. And we're also going to roll up a pair of pants as well so you can see. Number 2 pairs of shoes. Or about 2 or 3. I never bring more than 3 because I don't need more than 3. I'm going to show you those as well. And last but not least, if you're a hat wearer, bring 1 hat. You don't need more than 1 hat. You're going to a different place. No one's going to say, oh, didn't you wear that hat last week? Didn't you wear that hat last time you was here? No one's going to remember that if you're going to a new country. So remember, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 underwear of whatever you need or more or less. 4 tops. 4 bottoms, 3, oh wait, no, I lied. Yeah, 4 tops, 3 bottoms, and 2 or 3 pairs of shoes, and maybe 1 hat. I'm not a hat person, so I don't ever need hats. Next thing I'm going to show you Oh, actually, before that. Now, when you're making that and you're choosing what you want, always write down a list. Get you, I don't do nothing without a notebook, y'all. I always have a notebook. I write paper and pencils for everything. So, always write down the packing list. I promise you, when you start, your list will be as long as the sheet of paper. But by the time you're done putting it together, it'll be at least half of that, or if not, maybe even less. Because you always start your packing list to think, oh, I need this. And then once you start packing, you'll see that I can't bring all of this stuff, so I need to cross some stuff off. And that's what the packing list is for, just to start and be like, you think about and you start planning what you want to bring. It makes it easier to know exactly what you want and what you can actually fit. And so now we're going to talk about the difference between luggage bags, because there is a difference. Obviously, different brands make them look in different ways, different colors, different shapes, different materials. But the most important thing you have to remember about when it comes to choosing your personal bag, the size. Because sizes make huge differences, especially when it comes to traveling on planes. That's where they get you the worst. I wasn't joking when I was talking about baggage fees. One time when we went to Paris, like I just told you, we were on our way there and we were in our carry-ons. We thought we're good. We could just put them up top, because that's where they go on top of the plane. They go on top. We just put it on top. We'd be good. We don't have to pay no fees. But we were transferring. We were actually on Norwegian Airlines. Just gonna drop it out there because they made me mad. But we were transferring on Norwegian Airlines, and each of us, not both of us together, both of us had to pay $100 for carry-on, for baggage fees. And I know y'all probably like, oh, is that a lot? Is that too much? Yes, that's a lot. I would never, ever again. Especially when normally, depending on the airline, and also check before you book your flight, check the baggage fees and everything in the disclaimers. But normally, carry-ons are included. Especially for Delta, Southwest, American Airlines. There are a couple other ones. But always, when you're choosing your flight ticket, always look before you press enter and pay for it. Always look and see the baggage fees, because they'll be different. I didn't know Norwegian was gonna make me pay $100 to bring my bag with me. I didn't want to spend that $100. That was a lot. I was upset. So going forward, always make sure you know the dimensions of your bag, which leads us to the interactive part. So we're gonna be getting up and getting about. I hope y'all are paying attention, because I won't be able to repeat it. I'm just going off the dome a little bit, just based off of what I know. So the difference between luggage size. I'm picking you up now. You're walking through the room. This is my room, by the way. We at the crib. So I'm going to flip the screen. So the most common differences between luggage bags are your standard carry-on, which is about 22 inches tall. So from the base of the wheel to the top corner right here. And then you have your standard suitcase, which is 27 inches tall from the top to the wheel. So that's important, because some plane, I'm gonna just sit, y'all. I'm too old for me. Bending down on my knees and stuff. Okay, so standard carry-on is 22 inches. Standard suitcase is 27 inches. And now, I'm a Samsonite fan, so that's Samsonite. Those are the ones that I've always used. They're tried and true. It takes forever for them to break down. They're great. They roll 360. And they come with the luggage tag. Luggage tags are very important. Always make sure when you pack your suitcase, I'm secretive, so I just put my name and my phone number if somebody finds it. But always keep a luggage tag in here, just in case the airport or wherever you're going and you're transferring your suitcase and your things, you don't lose it. And if you do lose it, they have a way to get back to you. So I prefer these with the spinny wheels, because I'm impatient. Yes, $100. But if you don't like those, then you can get your standard roll ones. Those are okay too. But this is the one I prefer, just because I like the handle. It has lots of different handles, and once you open it, so the best thing about these is that there's 3 pockets just on the outside by itself. So one right here, and another one. Where's the other one? Oh, and another one. I can't move it, but there's another big one right here around. And the good part about Samsonite is that it expands. So there's another zipper right here that's not a pocket for anything. Oh, you're fine. Just send me a text or a DM. Or if you ever have more time or have any more questions, I'll feel free to help you. It doesn't matter. Thank you for joining. Have a good night. So, but back to it. So this little part right here expands the bag. But don't think just because you can expand the bag, you need to expand the bag, because that $100 applied to the weight of the bag. So if you overstuff this bag, you will pay for it. This is just for bulky, fluffy things. Like if you have, a big old bubble coat, some big old sweatpants or something like that. That's just to make extra room or make extra space for the things that are fragile in here, like cameras or electronics. So now, oh, you're welcome. Anytime. So, y'all, that was a lot. Okay. Oh, but now comes the interactive part. Getting it together. Okay. So, before you start packing this bag, there are some very, very important things that you want to remember. Those are the outside pockets that I showed you. Now, we're going to open it and look at the inside pockets. So, right now, in my handy dandy notebook. So, right now, this bag is full with everything that it came with. So, normally your suitcase will come with this little strap or this little travel case. It's very important for your toiletries or whatever you can put in there. And lots of different pockets and little secret hidden pockets and straps. Straps come through in the clutch. Especially when you have big bulky things and you can tie them down, squeeze it, and it'll make them compress further into the bag. So once you know, the depth of your bag, how long you think it is, how much, strength you think you could put in it, then we go back to what we actually put in it. So I'm going to put y'all back down now. Ooh, okay. So, all right. So, when you first start, I always start from the smallest things to the biggest things. So, your toiletry bag will be full of the things that you obviously need for your toiletries. Your toothbrush, deodorant, floss, lotion, and all of these things like that. Of course, you need those. Stay moisturized, keep your breath smelling good, not be stank, all of that. But you cannot bring whole bottles of liquids of any kind through the airport. Cannot. So don't think about bringing that big old bottle of Jergens. Don't think about bringing a whole jar of cocoa butter. Palmers need to stay at home. What you will need, or what you will be allowed to use, is a quart bag, a quart size Ziploc bag, just like this, like you get from the dollar store, Kroger, or Walmart, that you can easily write your name on. But most importantly, that it's clear and that it's see-through, because when you're going through TSA, going through security, you should be able to just pull this out of those front pockets that I showed you and just put it in the security bin so they can put it through the x-ray and it can get cleared through and everything like that. If you want to see mine, this is my travel bag, my little handy dandy travel bag. It's got my Listerine, and everything in this bag has to be less than or equal to 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters. Again, that's 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters. No bigger than that. That's why it's important that you always get travel size things. Again, you can get them from the dollar store, get them from Walmart. If you're going somewhere like a spa or, to a store and you see samples, grab them samples. You could use them. I've had this bag for forever. I just replace it every time I get it. So lotion, toothpaste, deodorant, Listerine, floss, toothbrush, Q-tips, shower cap, bonnet, all of that. Well, don't put your bonnet in there. But y'all know what I'm saying. So all of those go into that clear plastic bag. And that's according to TSA regulations, not me. They will stop you and you will have your stuff thrown away if you do not follow the actual guidelines for these items. Also, things like medications, put them in a bag. You do not want to carry unlabeled drug paraphernalia through the airport. I'm only going to say that once because that's obvious. So always put your medications in one of those bags as well. What to not put in these bags or in your suitcase at all. Never pack anything flammable, anything chemical, anything sharp or pointy, something that could be labeled as dangerous to the public or to the function of the aircraft. So, keep the unsafe, bottle rockets, guns, weapons, shanks, all of that. None of those need to go into your suitcase because they will find them and you will not get it back sometimes, depending on the country. Keep that in mind. So, other precious items like laptops, fragile things, cameras, things like that, I always encourage you could put those in your suitcase, but put them in last. And if you have it, wrap them in something soft like bubble wrap. If you can get bubble wrap, that's fantastic. If you can't, wrap them in, like, the clothes that are in here, tuck them into the clothes, or you can get an actual soft bag to put them in, depending on what it is. But always make sure when you're packing those things, make sure that they're as safe as possible, because especially for your check bags, because check bags, you don't see those as they travel with you. Airport people throw those things. I've seen them. They will throw them, toss them in the cart, throw them down on the ground in the plane. You don't want anything to break in your suitcase, because if you get it back, who are you going to point the finger at when something is broken, So going forward, always wrap your precious items in something that'll keep them protected, like bubble wrap or a t-shirt. I just use a t-shirt sometimes, depending on what it is. But, protective layers like that. So what we're going to talk about next is shoes. So remember the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule. 2 pair of shoes. I'm a 3 person. I like the number 3. So I always bring about 3 pairs of shoes. But you keep it simple. You don't have to have a pair of shoes for every outfit. What I like to do, I plan my shoes according to the clothes that I'm bringing, so that I can just mix match the shoes with everything that I have. Black is always a good option if you just want to bring black shoes, or you can bring whatever color shoes that you want. It just makes it easier for them to coordinate and have to pack less if the shoes match the clothes that you're packing. So for me, my go-to is always a pair of sneakers, pair of heels. These are nice. These are my favorites. And a pair of sandals. So, and if you want to, if you don't want them to get dirty, because obviously you walk on the ground, you can pack them in the plastic bag and just, slightly wrap them. Just slightly wrap them in the bag and, call it a day. Or if you want to be fancy, you can also just get the plastic shower caps and just put them on the soles of your shoes, especially for those of you who have boots or, harder, more durable soles and things like that. They might tear the bag. But yeah, those are great. Oh, you can also fill your shoes with socks and other small items. Utilize those empty spaces, especially the socks. You could put a whole bunch of socks inside the shoes. The socks are already going to go in the shoes anyway. They're not going to die. So stuff them socks in there with the shoes. And always put those at the bottom of the suitcase first. That's what I choose to do. Bottom of the suitcase first. Like toward the bottom, near the wheels. So after that, you start folding clothes. Once you've picked out your outfits, you know how many shirts you're going to bring, how many pants you're going to bring, underwear, bras, shirts, all of that. We start folding or rolling. So I prefer the rolling method, just because some clothes don't like to be folded, or they're still bulky while they're folded. So especially when it comes to t-shirts and pants and leggings especially, those roll up really, really well, because you can roll them up in a way that they don't roll apart if you wanted to. That takes too much, so I just roll them like this. So you just take your shirt like this, and you fold it like so, just like you do in laundry, and then you just tuck the sleeves in and you roll it. And you roll it. You roll it just like this into a little roll, and that way when you put it in like this, you can just stack them in rows, so to speak. So there's more room when you have more shirts stacked this way, but less amount of space. You can do the same exact thing with pants, especially leggings, sweatpants, thin denim jeans like skinny jeans and things like that. Same thing. You just start from the bottom where your ankle is, just like you fold in laundry. So, start at the bottom. Obviously, y'all like Adidas a lot, so I did. So you just start at the bottom and you roll it up. And you roll it up just like so. Until you get all the way. Just make sure it's not rinky-dink looking. Yep, and that's your pants roll. And it's the same size as a shirt roll almost. So that way, when you put it in the suitcase, you can just stack rolls like this. You can stack rolls on top of each other, lay them side to side, but you make more space when you make them smaller and tubular. Alright, anything that's long, like a maxi dress or a long regular dress, a shawl, or something like that, I always encourage you to like just fold those in half and put those in on top of everything else before you seal it up. Just because, especially things that are delicate or don't need to be rolled up or need to stay wrinkle free, you can just lightly fold those up like a regular 4-corner paper fold and put those on top once you're done packing everything else. Because that way they'll also serve as a cushion for anything that's fragile as well. That way on the outside it'll hit the clothes before it hits something important. Speaking of important things, and when it comes to electronics and equipment, I always encourage people to put those in option 2, which is a good old handy dandy knapsack. It doesn't have to be gigantic, something small enough that you can carry on the plane, that you could tuck underneath the seat or in front of you underneath the seat. And yeah, and the plus part about bringing a knapsack, you can put stuff in here too, So, but definitely more so for electronics, things that you don't want squished here in the suitcase, put them in a knapsack. That way your electronics and your safe things, the important things like computers, cameras, phones, things like that, they're on your person and not, have a bigger chance of getting messed up by somebody at the airport or a stranger or anything like that. And last but not least, if you do feel like you're on the, the more precautious side, you can also get packing cubes from anywhere, like the Container Store, Walmart, Target, as well as vacuum seal bags, like the Ziploc vacuum bags. Those are great. They're a little expensive, more expensive, and a little more tedious because you have to fold clothes, put them in the bag, and vacuum the bag out. And you have to think about how you're going to vacuum the bag back when you get to where you're going and when you're ready to leave. Unless you find a vacuum on your way back home, sure, that's an excellent idea. But if you don't have a vacuum on your way home, you have to make sure you don't have too many clothes or they will not fit in there because you put them in a space bag. So, but those are just extra options. And last but not least, y'all, please, matter of fact, we're going to get close and personal. Please do not overstuff your bag. You will suffer the consequences at the check-in desk. I promise you. Or worse, if you overstuff it and try to keep everything in there, you can possibly rip your zipper on your suitcase. And that's terrible because then you have to get a whole new bag. Ain't no fixing a suitcase zipper. What's the point? That's too much. Especially when you have heavy-duty suitcases like that have harder exteriors or shells on the end. So never overstuff your bag because you will sometimes encounter those baggage fees that you do not want, or worse, the possibility of rupturing your bag somewhere, and nobody wants that. You want to keep your bag for forever. That's why I stick with Samsonite. I want to keep that has a 10-year warranty. That bag has touched like 3 continents so far, and I plan on putting more on there. But keep that in mind, everything that I've showed. And if you all have any questions or concerns or want to see other ways of doing things or even could tell me how to pack something nice, please let me know. I just also set up my Linktree in my bio, so please stop by. Check that out. My website is on there. Any applications for vacation creations and things like that, please look out. Shout me out. Check me out. If you need help, I'm here for you. Thank you, everybody who joined in. And I hope to see you next week on Travel Tip Tuesday. Peace, y'all.